some hydration.
What time you be waking up? You been up or you just woke up?
Six.
Huh?
I woke up at 6.
God damn. Okay. For clients or just that's what you want?
Prep got me
Okay.
fucked up.
Yeah, yeah. It usually for me it usually goes full circle. I guess I mean I sleep good off season, but my sleep schedule is like it's still weird. It's like I don't go to sleep until like off season, maybe 3, 4 in the morning. Then I wake up like 10, like 10ish. And then in prep, it starts to move back like earlier until it goes right back to the beginning, pretty much. You know.
That's what happens to me. The deeper I get in the off season, the later I stay up at night, and the
Hmm.
later I wake up in the day, and then I stay up till like 3, 4, 5 in the morning sometimes, and then the deeper I get into prep, that slowly goes back, and I get up as early as 5, 6 in the morning. So
And, and as far as quality of sleep, where are you at with that right now?
I wake up like every hour.
Okay, okay.
So I mean, I don't stay in a deep sleep very long.
Well, there's a couple of factors in prep, right? There's how easily you fall asleep versus how well you how good of like REM sleep you get when you sleep, right? So
Mhm.
different people have different issues at different points of prep, right? So do you use a CPAP off season?
Mm.
Okay, me neither.
I should probably, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how long I'm gonna do this for, but I don't see myself ever in this whole journey putting a fucking elephant trunk on my face. I don't think I can.
what, there's a few things with that. First of all, you're never gonna push your weight to like a crazy point again, anyways, right? So
Mhm.
like the truth is, if you're okay right now, you'll be able to finish off your career without a mask because you're not gonna beat 300 again, probably, right? Like that's not a goal right now, you know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm at a point where I'm watching myself like easily climb back up to 280, 290, and just kind of refining my look.
Yeah.
Me and Justin always talked about there's no need for me to get above 260 on stage ever.
Yeah,
And I'm pretty close already.
yeah, yeah.
So I mean, based on what I'm looking like right now, I'll probably be about 252 on stage if I were to put a number to it,
Hmm.
threaded. So give me what, 3 more years, I'll be 260, and it's not like I'm gonna try to get there as fast as possible, right? So
You,
it'll happen over time.
you could literally be 260 on stage in a few years without an off season at all. Like you could literally say, okay, rebound and just cruise for the off season.
Yeah, what's funny is me and Paul are just talking about this at this point in our careers about this exact same subject and how I literally think the rest of my career it's going to be rebound after a show into a health phase into maybe one like 12-week max push, if you want to call it a push, and then
Exactly.
get ready for prep again. I think I'm at a point where I can compete more often and not worry about long off seasons and stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at mentally with everything.
Yeah. Well, it's like I remember listening to Steve Kuklo. Once he got to like his pro size, it was well, he didn't even rebound. He would compete, and then your body rebounds naturally, right? Because you come off a show, the EQ is still in your system, or the Primo is still your system. You're still on some test, even if it's anywhere from 200 to 300 tests, whatever. It's still in the system. So just going back to normal, the life and normal diet, you're already shooting up 30 pounds, and it looks fucking solid, right? So he would compete, um, do like I guess a health phase, and then maintain literally almost a stage weight, and then before a show, he'll compete at his off-season weight, basically, if that makes sense, right? He'll be like 270, and then do a health phase, and then I guess you would call it not an off-season, but like a I don't know, like a main game. Like you're training hard and you're
Yeah.
eating good food, but you're not pushing the scale up. You're just looking good, right?
I even think at a certain point, if I always bring his name up, but I heavily look up to him. Nick Walker even scaled back on his protein intake. So you eat less protein, it's less harsh on your kidneys, your digestive system, and you can almost eat food a little more comfortably too, trying to maintain. So you're never going to feel like that sluggish, crazy, full feeling all the time at a certain point, and you're going to just put on quality over time.
I think the most overdone thing in the history of the sport has been protein consumption since the beginning.
Yes. Remember, I talked to this was like a fucking year ago where I was
I
on the
remember.
podcast, and I don't remember. I know for a fact Stu is one of them. I've never ever saw the point in having that much. Maybe 1.25 to 1.5 grams at most. Like we're talking most. And I never even thought you needed more than your actual body weight. So, for example, like say my off-season body weight's 300 pounds. You know my stage weight's going to be 250, 255. So why do I need double my off-season weight when none of that's muscle at that point?
Yeah, bro. It honestly, like, with all due respect, I always found it ridiculous. I don't like to talk like that because it's like a lot of people are doing really well, right? So that can't be the excuse, though. You can't say, well, there was a time where people would literally say that, well, Ronnie deadlifts. Look at Ronnie's back, and I'm like, motherfucker, you're not Ronnie. Stop saying shit like that. You are not Ronnie. And I can say, well, Ronnie ate. Ronnie worked for fucking what 40 hours a week and squatted 800. Are you working for? Are you working for Hollywood? Don't pick and choose what you want to copy. Are you doing that? So you know what I'm saying. So it's like people pick and choose things because they just want to do it, right? So it's like I get why, because we're extreme. We're bodybuilders. Let's be real. We're extreme. So if you can find any reason to keep as much muscle and make gains as possible, you're going to do it. So bodybuilders, they'll sit there and eat 500 grams of protein because they feel like it's going to help them. I'm not going to say it doesn't help them, but it's overkill, right? Same way I could say you'll take 3 grams of test. I mean, you'll make the gains. Like, I'm not going to say if you take 3 grams of test, you're not going to get big. Of course you will. But you could have done it better and even looked better on half of that. So the point isn't that you don't know what you're doing or your coach doesn't know what you're doing. That's great. It's worked for him and his clients. But it's overkill. And everybody who tries it, including Stu, they agree, right? It's like, well, my digestion, Compton did it. Compton lowered it. At one point, I remember hearing him lower his protein way down when he stopped working with coaches. And he was like, stomach looked better, digestion better. It's like you're paying for the most expensive energy source. It doesn't. It makes no sense to me. Imagine being on 600 grams protein. Your body isn't using all of that for fucking right recovery. At that point, after the 300, you have 300 grams of protein that you're using as energy, as fuel. Like what are we doing, bro?
And when you really break it down too, right? What do we use to push size in the off season? Carbohydrates.
Mm-hmm.
Carbohydrates digest quicker. You know, their insulin, they spike your insulin. They put you in an anabolic state. You just need enough protein to repair muscle. But the calories and pushing your IGF and all that shit comes from carbohydrates. Like
Yeah.
they're easier to consume. It just makes more sense. And I mean, when I was coming up, even naturally, I always put my protein around my body weight or around like 20, 30 grams above my body weight.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I was making incredible progress. You know,
Yeah.
so I never understood why people did the overkill thing. Like I said, it only made me like my digestion worse.
Mm-hmm.
And for what? And it made it harder to eat because protein is pretty filling.
It's a mental game. You talk to bodybuilders 10 years into the career, the tune changes because they understand that everything has been overkill, from the not going out with their girlfriend to the not having a cheat meal to, you know what I'm saying, to the no balance thing. It always comes back around because we're crazy because we want it so bad that we end up doing things we just don't need to. Simple as that. So I'll just touch on one more thing with the protein. It's like I think we have to see somebody do it. As bodybuilders, we have to see it to believe it, right? So if you come tell us, it could be anything. It could be, oh well, Ozempic works great. We're gonna be like, man, I ain't never heard fucking Jay Cutler use it. You're gonna have to show me. And then somebody does it, and you're like, oh, it works, right? So it's like Dorian. No, bro, you don't need to do every body part twice a week, once a week, 30 minutes, and everybody's like, you sound crazy, including me. I remember, getting into it like one set. There's no way I could do one working set. What the fuck? And then you try it, and you're like, oh, well, yeah, I guess it worked. So we got to see it to believe it. So even Dorian said, well, I won't go more than 300 grams of protein. Like, why would I do that? And then he changed a lot of people's tunes. A lot of people went down to a bro split and lower protein and shit like that. But yeah, you're seeing people do it now. I was forced to do it because my first coach had me on 500 grams of protein, and you know me well enough to know that there was no way I was going to get in shape with 500 grams of protein. So it's like I have to cut it, and it's like, you're not losing any muscle, and this is the time that you would lose muscle, right? It's almost like it just didn't make sense. And then off season, I played with lower and lower protein, and it's almost like the lower I went, the better I felt and looked because now I could actually eat some carbs, right? So if I'm on 500 grams of protein off season, I can't go over like 300 carbs, which puts you in a bad place. You don't get good pumps. You don't work. So then I've been as low as 200 grams of protein in off season. That I don't recommend for everybody, but if you have a body like mine that's very efficient on low calories, then which is not what I usually do. I've tried it, but usually I'm around. I guess if you factor in all it's closer to 300, but like high to 200. So yeah, so I was forced to do it, and I'm like, this is great. So I started doing it with my clients. Same thing, great results. And then I'm like, I think this crazy high protein thing is ridiculous. Honestly, I just don't. And then you see Martin talking about and Nick, 6 ounces of protein. Some of the most muscular people in the world, 6 ounces, not 12, not 16, 6. And the results speak for themselves, man. So I think most people are just overdoing it.
100%.
So yeah. So yeah, Stu, I know Stu recently lowered it as well not too long ago, and looks like he's doing just fine.
And
You
that's the
know,
thing too. When you're prepping, you got to think about fullness factor, right? You're going to stay a lot fuller the more carbohydrates you have in your diet. So your performance is going to be better. Your muscle contractions are going to be better, and you're going to just be more fuel efficient because you have a better energy source
what I'm saying?
while still on a deficit. So you're burning fat still. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's only there's only pros to it in my opinion. The only thing I would say is protein's a little more, it is more satiating. So when you do have that little decrease in protein, yeah, you're going to be a little hungrier, but I feel like we're bodybuilders anyways. We're going to starve eventually, so fuck it.
Exactly. Mine does go up in prep. So this off season, for the most off season, just protein sources, I was at 250. If you factor in, rice, a cup of rice has some protein, whatever, maybe close to 300. And then in prep, I went from 8 ounces to 10 ounces. So I don't count, I don't count my macros. I don't fucking know. But I mean, that's like I don't know what, 10%, 20% increase, maybe some 10%. I don't know. So let's say it went from 300 to 400, but that's only when the calories are really low. So that's really more for satiation, honestly, than anything. So yeah, it works great. But yeah, let's talk about your prep a little bit because I haven't really talk to you about your prep because honestly, I haven't really been doing the podcast, and you haven't been on for a while, but I haven't really been putting out any episodes. So
Yeah. No, I just had there was grind time for me, where the days where I could have been on the podcast, honestly, I was trying to either sleep or I had to get a client in. And so saving up a lot of money to do these shows, having Jax come in to my life, moving in with Ashley, just being a man, just trying to find time to sleep. So that's what
mhm.
it came down to. But as far as prep is gone and stuff, like we started 17 weeks out. That's when we decided to start. We're at less than 5 weeks out now, going on 4.5. And I mean, shit, I'm probably, if I were to put a number to it, I got like 4 pounds left to go. The lowest I
Yeah.
saw on the scale so far is 251.2. He gave me a refeed 2 days ago, and then he had me go low again yesterday and today. Tomorrow I check in today, or I weighed in about 253 today.
Mhm.
So I'll probably weigh around the same tomorrow, 252 maybe. And then I don't know where we're going to go from here, but I know just like in 2023 for USA's, um, we kind of grinded me down to the last week because I had to make a weight cap.
Yeah.
This year, there's no weight cap, so we're just going based on my level of leanness, and we're we're ready pretty damn early. Or we're definitely going to be ready really early. But I like that. We did this back in 2022, my very first show with Justin Compton, and I remember him saying, "Man, I wish we could put you on stage right now." So um, we're kind of repeating history with that and seeing what I look like. But I'm very happy with the way things are going. My training split this year was only 4 days. I did like a push pull legs arms kind of thing.
Right.
It's 3 rest days. I think that helped a lot with controlling inflammation, my recovery and stuff. Um, Cardio, the highest my cardio has been this prep is 45 minutes, and that was for like 2 weeks. Now it's been at 40 for the longest time. That's the least amount of cardio I've ever done in my life.
What's usually the range you're most preps you're like at what?
75 to 100. It depends, but yeah, about 100 minutes.
I'm trying to find your peak off season this year. Am I in that area?
Shit. Pretty
Probably.
much go
Like
down. So, okay, go down. Yeah, it's like right there. I think
right here.
the where Gasp is right there. I'm 304 pounds in that picture.
Which one? The one I'm on?
Yeah, the one you're on.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, I mean, that you were, from what I remember, you were harder than you were in the past. Oh shit! What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I went back. Okay. Did I lose my spot? Am I
Yeah,
warm? Damn, I lost my spot.
you got a ways to go. Yeah, right there. Around right
All
there.
right,
Yeah,
cool.
there you go.
I want like a I remember this picture. Yeah, you see, like there's like you said, you usually don't have like the veins and stuff like that in the lines off season, but you did this time.
When I'm with Jay right there,
Uh
Jay
huh.
Cutler. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was 300 pounds there.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
That
so you
was
you
right. That was right at the end of the off season.
so you still got heavy. It's just the heavy was more
Better
solid.
quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is it so blurry, bro? But
I
but
don't
you
know.
but you still had your abs.
Yeah, I never really lose my abs. I'll get hamburger tits before I lose my abs.
Built like a barrel over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you looking more aesthetic than in the past. Actually, this is the most aesthetic I've seen you look since the Cal. Let me see if I can find. I
That's the
like the
most recent.
kind of like the videos. This video, yeah,
Yeah.
I like watching the transitions and shit.
Yeah, you see
This
little
is
details.
It's about a week ago. Yeah. Yeah, this is the most aesthetic I've seen you look as far as V taper, the waist. You've always controlled your waist, but it looks I don't know, it looks more aesthetic. Just proportion wise,
I honestly think there's a few factors. Like my legs are the best they've ever been.
your
I
arms too.
really, yeah, my arms. I grew my arms. My back width. I was doing comparisons. I'm way wider in the back. I stopped training abs like towards the end of the off season. I haven't touched abs at all this whole prep, and I think that brought my obliques down a little bit.
It does. Oh,
And
did I tell you I don't train abs? Right? Have I told you that before?
no, you never told me. The
I
reason
think
I
that
actually started training abs hard was because of Paul. Paul's the one who told me I needed to train abs, and then my obliques started growing. I mean, I'm glad I trained them a bit, but
mhm.
at this point, I'd rather just not train the rest of my career because I'll grow muscle like, and I can't afford to do that. So
You
I
got to
tried to
pick one.
detrain my waist. Yeah, I detrained my waist. The whole off season, I didn't really do anything that requires your waist to contract too hard. So like instead of doing Smith squats like I've always done, I stayed on the hack squat the whole time.
Mhm.
All my back movements were all chest supported. Nothing where I'm engaging my core. Um, all prep, I did my belt super damn tight, like really tight, to where I can hardly breathe out enough, like that much.
We talked about that. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
that's something I definitely want to get back into the
Yeah.
belt stuff. Yeah. Um, what I was saying. Damn, I was saying something. What the fuck we were talking about right before that? I wanted to bring something up.
So you're talking about the aesthetic look. You're talking about me pushing at 300 pounds, is better lines.
Damn,
Um,
I was gonna make a point. We were talking about the posing. Let me go back to the picture.
oh,
Probably jog my
posing.
memory. Probably jog my memory. We were talking about the I was talking about the aesthetics. Damn, I had a question for you. It slipped my mind. I fucking hate when that happens. All right, but anyways, yeah, look at the look at the quads difference. You know, a big difference there.
When I won
Definitely,
my when I won my
mhm.
pro card compared to now, my legs have come up quite a bit.
Yeah, I see it, and then the arms as well. Yeah. Oh, we were talking about the abs. Yeah, you almost gotta Oh, you can't see that. I didn't even share it. What do you see? You see me, right?
Yeah, I see you.
You almost have to pick one. It's like, are you gonna go for the complete freak factor with the abs, or are you gonna try to get your waist tighter, right? You have somebody like Marcus Rule. He's like, fuck it, I'm playing my game. Big blocky abs, train abs heavy, had blocks for abs, and that worked for like the look he was going for. It was Marcus Rule, motherfucker. Marcus Rule is not gonna grace you with no taper, like
Yeah.
that's forgotten about. I felt like Nick had a moment when he won at Arnold. I'm not gonna say aesthetic, but in comparison, I mean, he was starting to flow. But then I don't know, as you get older, your physique is gonna look different. So you have to roll with the punches. So I think his physique took another turn as far as he keeps growing. I know he's not trying to grow, but he's growing. So now he's like, fuck it. My body wants to grow, let's grow. And this look works as well. It's just a different look, you
I
know.
think for some of us, like for me, I'm a lot like Nick, where my body wants to grow too.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, though, I feel like it started to hurt my physique the bigger I got. So I know I'm going to get bigger over time. So what I'm trying to do is pretty much slow that down and detrain my waist. So I have to pick specific movements, be careful how much size I put on per off season and stuff. That way I can grow at a pace that my waist doesn't grow with everything. So I tried to go back to my original look with more muscularity, where I stood out a lot for the Cal 22.
Hmm.
Because I was going down that trajectory of, well, I guess I'll just be huge. But then when I kind of saw my waist taking a turn, I'm, oh shit, like they're starting to like they're veering away from that freak factor, unless you're someone like Nick who's just it's just wild,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're going more towards this streamlined, like aesthetic look. Like I'm seeing that win more shows than the freak factor. So I had to make a decision. I thought it was the right one to make because my physique, I like how it looks better too at this
Well,
point.
but there's a balance because it's all freaky, right? Because Samson is freaky, Andrew is freaky too. They're just freaky, a little more aesthetic, right? So it's
Yeah.
like you're at that cusp, right? You can be a mass monster, and you're just as big as most of the mass monsters, but you're on that fine line. It's like there's a difference between Marcus Rule and a young Jay Cutler or a young Dorian Yates. Dorian Yates wasn't athletic. Not athletic. Dorian Yates wasn't aesthetic as far as there's a word for it. They call it Herculean versus like athletic, right? He was Herculean, right? So technically, he had his own form of aesthetics, like yourself. Like the taper is there. Yes, the waist doesn't look like Sean Roden, but there's a level of aesthetic still there. Same way you look at Jay Cutler, a young Jay Cutler, right? Let's say 2001, he doesn't look like Flex Wheeler, but there is enough aesthetics that if he was to say, okay, let me watch my waist, let me do this, he could maintain, he could keep some aesthetics, right? Marcus Rule doesn't have a chance. He's not keeping any aesthetics because there's no aesthetics to keep, right?
Yeah.
You look
Yeah.
at a young Nick Walker. He was less aesthetic, right? So it wasn't like he was going to keep it because it wasn't
The
there to begin with.
muscle, the muscle gave him his shape. Yeah.
Exactly. So you have enough aesthetics to save, right? And we know this because we look at a young Joe at Cal. You were very aesthetic. So you can keep some aesthetic. So for you to say, let me detrain my core makes sense. Some people can't. It doesn't make sense. So some people can't. If Nick tries that, I don't think that's gonna happen. Like it's. So you have something to save. So I think you made the right choice. I think if you would have continued chasing the mass, I don't think it would have worked in today's bodybuilding. Maybe 20 years ago it would have worked, but today's bodybuilding, you're right. I don't like to say they're going for this or that because it's still a balance, but the balance is leaning right. Let's be real; it is leaning towards that. If you have to choose two, we've seen it because these guys are in better shape than Samson, and he still wins. So there is a little bit more preference to
I'm
that.
watching, yeah, I'm watching shape and conditioning win more shows than mass,
Yeah, yeah,
so,
I would agree with that.
and don't get me wrong, it is bodybuilding, but at the end of the day, people want to like be attracted to it too,
100%.
attracted to the look. They want that to be what represents it. So
100%. So, yeah, I think you made the right choice because your physique to me more resembles like a younger Jay and even like a younger Dorian, right? And I think everybody, including themselves, would agree that their best look wasn't in the 260s, 270s. Their best look was in the 250s. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? And I think they pushed. I know Jay pushed it more so to keep up Irani. So they would all agree, and we would all agree that their best looks was maybe 2001, 96, when they kept that. So now we have enough. They didn't have these notes. Like they would look back at fucking Albert Beckles, right? They didn't have these notes to say, this is what happens. We have the liberty that you have those notes. So you can say, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to keep this. And then that's the beauty of having notes to look back at, which we do. So yeah, definitely, I think it's a great choice to make. So
Yeah.
again, we
And by
covered.
no means, I don't want that to be misconstrued. I am still in the process of putting muscle on my frame. It's just at a slower, more like I guess strategic pace, like to where it gets put in the right places, not just all around, like I've always done.
Well, that's important. That's important because muscle at all costs is something you do when you don't have any muscle. But once you have muscle, it's not muscle at all costs. It can't be. It has to be because you're gonna have the same exact physique bigger doesn't move you up in placings, right? A better physique moves you up in place. So more sweep and more arms made your physique better. If you would have just gained everywhere at the same time, you would look exactly the same, right? Maybe worse. Shit, maybe worse. So yeah, I think that's the name of the game. But that for you is gonna happen regardless. You're gonna put on the muscle regardless of what the fuck you do. You're so new to this that I mean the muscle is gonna come. So that's the beauty of it. All right. So I remember I couldn't tell you how long ago, but early on in the podcast, I remember we discussed kids and bodybuilding. And at this time, I don't think Regan had the kid. I don't think Brett had the kid. I don't think a lot of people have kids since then. Who else had kids? But
Derek.
yeah, Derek, Blessing about to have the second one. Holy shit.
Sean Clarita had his kid, what, 2 years ago now? Was it two?
Yeah, yeah. Once again, this is a different era of bodybuilding. And yes, maybe the 80s guys don't like it, but I think we're, like I said, we have notes. I think we're getting smarter and we're able to bodybuild better. There was a time there would be no way the top guys could have a family and be the best in the world. Even on the podcast, we talked about it. I mean, Zayd was adamant that you couldn't. I think you and Stu was more on the side that you could. And I was kind of like, at first, I felt like I couldn't, but I felt like there were people that could. I was kind of down the middle. And now we're seeing that, I mean, everybody's doing it, so you can do it, And I think the best way, I forgot who said it, but the best way to put it is that men have to work anyways. So for
Oh, Stu.
okay, so if you're a fucking truck driver, because sometimes we think we're so special as bodybuilders. Yeah, I need my meals, and yes, you won't be as present. But what about our dads? How present was my dad? He was working fucking 80 hours a week. He way less present than eating chicken breast. So we're men, and our kids are gonna have to understand that daddy has to provide, and they will. They're not like this smart. Your daddy had to go to work. Yeah, you have a good wife. They'll let them know, yeah, daddy's making money, he's working, and it's not a big deal. You're taken care of. So yeah. So from your point of view, how has that been? Because I don't think I've talked to any of those dads and asked them actually how they've been doing.
Well, I have a few things to say about this. The first one is that you are more motivated and driven in all aspects of your life. Like your priorities definitely get set straight as far as, okay, I'm not going to be dumb about how much money I'm spending. I'm not going to be dumb about where I put my time, about how I rest and stuff. I'm not going to be dumb about how I answer to certain things. So, for example, like being on prep, you check yourself before you respond to anything, whether it's towards your girl, your baby, just life situations. Because now you're an example. And bodybuilding is no excuse to be a jackass or to be overly selfish and stuff like that. Because you can definitely make ends meet, make it happen. It's just being self-aware and I guess understanding of what's in front of you. So, like with Jax, I'm like really motivated. It's when things get tough, you think about he's him and Ashley are what I'm doing it for at this point. At first it was all me, but now you got that extra like, damn, like they're depending on me to do well in this and to take this as far as I can. So it's definitely motivating. However, the downside to it, the one downside that I've had to deal with is when you're low on energy and stuff, you're not very present in the moment. Like you're thinking about how tired you are. You got to get this done, this done, this done. So like, say like it's an opportunity to hold Jax, I'm holding him, but I'm not like there. I'm just like, okay, like he's been held. Now I got to go do this instead of actually enjoying that moment. because I'm just so
Definitely.
damn tired. I just need to lay down. Like I've been doing all this all day, this, and that. I haven't eaten yet. I'm starving. So I've told Ashley, like, I honestly can't wait for the preps to be over so I can have the energy to be more present. So that's been tough because he's growing fast. He's about to be
Yeah.
8 weeks old on Wednesday. And it's like, they're only an infant for so long. So that's the big negative too, doing the bodybuilding thing. Like you're present for a while until like he just happened to be born once prep started getting hard. So it's
Yeah.
like damn it. But um, you know what? It's only temporary. And so yeah, I just remind myself of that. But other than that, like everyone's watching my physique become what it is. And that's all because of Jackson Ashley, like just
Definitely.
pushing me in to be better because I want to be better for them. So, and it's exciting, man. You think about your son seeing you on stage, becoming this like what they're thinking is going to be like their first idea of a superhero. You literally
Yeah.
look like a superhero to these kids. He's a baby right
Shit.
now, but when you go back
Not
to those
just
pictures, yeah,
you look like a superhero to us adults too, Joe.
yeah, bro. So you can imagine, like there was actually there's kids that like the other day there was a kid that ran up to me in the gym. His dad was like, "Hey, man," he said, "Hey, Dad, look at that's the Hulk, that's the Hulk," and he wanted to come say
Yeah,
hi to me, and so that was really cool. So I was like, "Man, Jackson's gonna be like, this is my dad, though." So
bro. You know how cool that is, bro? We used to have dads of other kids that we thought was so cool. And in hindsight, like they weren't even that big. They were like just a regular gym bro at Planet Fitness, right? So imagine you actually being you, right? And like, you have social media, you have all this, like imagine how proud your kid is, like, yeah, that's my dad. And like, oh my God, all the kids is coming up, like that's a great fucking feeling. There's no better feeling than that. As a man or as men, we think we're motivated by ourselves, right? Like, yeah, I'm gonna get this money because I want to. Kane, no, because I want to live a good life and I want this car and I want this. I don't know, these sneakers. We think that's motivation. Yeah, like that's motivate me. Until so, Paul.
so
Until we get outside motivation, whether it's a girlfriend, whether it's kids, or or my in my position, whether it's dogs, you gotta take care of.
hey, bro, even
Um,
the dog, man. When I come home and back when it was just me and Levi, when you see his little ass wagging shit, that shit lights you up.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like you think you're working hard until you actually have something real to work for. You're not enough. Like we're not that. I don't know the word. We're not as selfish and materialistic as we think. Yeah, we like nice stuff, but that amount of motivation is not as high as we think. Until we get real motivation, bro, you would rob a bank for your family, bro. If you had no
Yeah,
choice, you're going to do it. Like if there was no other option, you rob it. The bank is getting robbed, bro. So it's like it's
yeah,
one of those things. You will go to jail. You would die, bro. You would take a bullet in a heartbeat. Like, you would take 5 bullets. So it's like it's different. It's different. So once again, I talk about new age of bodybuilding. I think it's a beautiful place. We understand that. I think not everybody, but I think from me knowing basically about all the like crop of young guys in sport, y'all all seem to understand that being a man comes first. It will always come first. I don't care if you're a boxer, basketball player. Being a grown ass man is what comes first. And I think we all see that and we all respect each other because of that. That doesn't mean you can't bodybuild at the highest level, right? I think there was a time where people would be like, fuck everything. And they'll tell you, the 90s guys tell you, like, when I was done with bodybuilding, I had nobody. I had my kids hated me. If I had kids, I had no wife. I divorced 3 times, the whole nine. I think it's going a different direction where we understand that balance isn't the weakness, not the kryptonite. Balance is your biggest strength. Balance is your biggest strength. I think we talked about this person as well. There were preps where you're watching bodybuilding DVDs and you're listening to bodybuilding podcasts and you're watching bodybuilding. Everything is bodybuilding, and it's so much that all you can think of is like 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out, 2 weeks out, and it's so much that it actually almost fucks up your prep because you're so engaged. You have no distractions, and when you're actually busy with your kids or with a different hobby or with a different business, prep kind of just glides smoothly, right? Because
Yeah.
you're not obsessive thinking about it. Oh, my coach, I gotta do more cardio. I gotta doing stupid shit and obsessing because you have a break from it, and it makes you enjoy bodybuilding more because you have that break. Now you hold your kid, and you're in a different mind space, right? So,
Mm.
honestly, I don't believe balance is what harms you at this point. I think balance is is the strength. You know.
Yeah, when you're too obsessed with something, I feel like it does hurt you because then you end up hating it. Like is
Yeah.
that when it's all you think about all the time, like this is the fastest prep I've ever been on. I can't believe I'm this close to the show already.
Yeah.
And so much has happened when, I really think about all of it. But it's just like, it seems like just yesterday we were talking about, oh, we're about to do the cow, me and Stu together. And
Hmm.
then it's like, dude, I saw you on Thursday.
Hmm.
And it's like, dude, we're all going to meet up in Texas. Ken's already competed. All this has already happened. I didn't feel none of that time.
No,
I didn't
no.
feel any of it. So it's just like, and the thing we talked about on Thursday, I'm always thinking about what's next too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I haven't even finished this show, and I'm thinking about the what am I going to do after the show? I'm already talking like I've already set up trips for me and Ashley to go to fucking Disneyland with Jax for the first time, like Vegas trips for the family and stuff because she has family in Vegas and stuff. Like all these things going on, like way past bodybuilding. This all has to do with just my life, not even just
Yeah,
bodybuilding stuff. What's next? What's next? Where me and Ashley are going to move to out after this? We're going to move out in like I want to say like a few months, give or take, depending on how long this project takes. Um, but yeah, I'll be out of here before I know it. Have my own little place with just me and Ashley and Jax. So
yeah,
it's just all these things have nothing to do with bodybuilding. And this is
bro.
where my mind's at, right? So,
100%. I think,
and before I know
yeah,
it, I'll be on prep again, dog,
exactly.
in
Yeah,
a blink
yeah,
of an eye, because I won't be even thinking about it. I'm just gonna be training like I do, eating like I do, and then before I know it, oh shit, hey Justin, we're gonna get ready for this show next. So
yeah, yeah. Like I said, the process of maturity, like we get it now. It's not what you think it is. You think you have to be so obsessed, and the truth is that when you let go, is when it happens. And for a long time, I would look at some of the best guys, and they don't make it a thing, but they probably don't even notice the balance they have. I would watch Dexter Jackson. I forget what DVD it was, and he has a life, and he has fucking kids and grandkids, and he's doing stuff, and he's having fun, and it's almost like he does. It almost looks like he's not taking prep seriously because he's not obsessing over it. And I remember Regan. I know people talk shit about Regan sometimes, like they feel like he takes it too lightly, but it's almost like a good thing. I think maybe he did take it too lightly for a few years there, but still, even today when I watch his videos, it almost feels like he's not in prep because he's not making it a thing. He's just in prep, bro. It's the same shit. We're eating the same food. We're doing the same shit. So it's like, same with Bonac. I've seen Bonac videos or Nathan Diasha. They're just living life, and I think that's the best way to do it because the obsession, I think, fucks it up for you. I know it did for me.
do you know what? I think one of the best examples of all this is Sebum, and uh Ashley told me this the other day. It was like because it matches with Sebum, how Sebum's done it. She said, "What I like about you most, Joe, is that you're an amazing bodybuilder. You're a professional, but it's not your identity. When that's all you are, you have nothing else to offer. Yeah, you burn yourself out. Life goes slow. Like you're obsessive because that's all you are. All
Yeah,
you do is rant about bodybuilding and shit. Like it's serious, but it's not that fucking serious, dog. Like we just eat and lift some fucking weights and we can get muscles. So,
That's
and I love this
uh-huh.
shit. Don't get me wrong, I love this shit, but I mean, I ain't gonna die with my muscles, you know.
Fuck that.
It's like,
Well, me and Stu talked about this as well. We have, at least in the past, we would have that perspective off season, but in prep we would lose it, and we would be so far gone that when we come out the other side, we're like, damn, why did I get like that? I don't want to get like that. But we have a control of it now. Now we have that same perspective in prep. I think that's when bodybuilding really becomes beautiful. You know, I don't say it out loud, but there was a handful of years I'm like, I'm done with this shit. But I only felt like that because I wasn't I wasn't giving myself the balance in the right way, right? I was making it too much of a thing, and once you understand that, but it's just bodybuilding. Relax. You can you're just dieting. You're just eating some chicken, but it's not a big deal. Then you're like, okay, like what, I don't have to stop it. It's not taking away. If anything, I can make it add to my life and not take away. You know.
remember early on, I said my favorite thing or my favorite bodybuilder was Lee Priest because of how his approach was to it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's simple, stupid, bro. Like the one thing I think a lot of us make a mistake of is taking it so seriously that you stop having fun.
100%.
I mean, bro, like, yeah, we try to chase progress, bro. The progress will be there, especially when you enjoy it. Like, my workouts are based on what I wanted to do. Like,
That's it.
yeah, it's gonna get me better. Why? Because I'm enjoying it. Like, it's that simple. If I want to do
Yeah.
this, I'm gonna do this. If I want to eat this, I'm gonna eat this. Is it falling within the guidelines of what I need to do at the time? Sweet. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, I'm on prep. If I have a sweet tooth at night and my last meal's chicken breast only, fuck that. I'll make it creamy. It's the same shit.
Boom. Yeah.
I'm gonna have a fucking creamy. If I want something else, I'm gonna have something else. Is it within the guidelines? Cool, but it's not
Bro.
that serious. Like I just enjoy it. I don't stress about what the fuck the source is. I'm just gonna get it.
Bro. So the funny part is the people doing the best all have that mindset. C-Bum said it right there on a podcast. He was like, yo, I would be in prep. We talking about like 3-4 weeks out. And then he was like, listen, I've been doing this a long time. I know my body. He said Hani would be like, you'll have, I don't know, 500 grams of rice. And then Sebum would be like, okay. And then he would have a cookie. And he would be like, okay, like 50 carbs, 50 fats. Okay, so the coconut oil, perfect. Either you have a cookie. Imagine the goat saying he had it. I'm not saying everybody go have a cookie. I'm just saying that imagine him getting ready for the biggest show in the world, being who he is, and he still has enough what's the word? Enough balance and calmness to say it's not that serious. It's a fucking carb. I'm not gonna oh. I'm not gonna die and get fat because I had a cookie instead of a fucking rice cake.
He's a professional because it falls within the guidelines, and he knows this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you're still executing, but you're executing it in a way where it's enjoyable. You're Sebum did so well because he made bodybuilding look fucking fun, fucking livable. Like, not like you're in a box. You can't do life. You can't talk to friends. You can't go out on a fucking walk with your girl. Like, he made it livable. Like, this is like
That's the
yesterday. I
beauty.
went out with Ashley shopping for stuff, and I'm fucking dead tired. And she's like, she's like, you feeling prep right now, Joe? I'm like, yeah, you know what? But I wouldn't trade this for anything. I'm like, I'm having a great time. It may take a lot of fucking effort to walk, but I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
laughing with you. I'm talking like time's going by. I'm not thinking about starving. I'm like, I do this any fucking day.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like we said, you have to see it to believe it, right? So it's like, I remember, I mean, pretty much since I've been bodybuilding, it's been the same way. I get to a point in prep, I shut down. I don't see nobody. I don't go out. I start doing. I don't shave. I don't cut my hair. I'm like an animal. I feel like an animal, and I want to feel like I don't want to feel like an animal, but I'm okay. I'm like I don't need anything. I don't want affection. I don't even look at me. That kind of shit, right? And then I remember it was last prep. I wasn't even responding to text messages, and I remember Josie was like, "Hey, let's hang out," and I'm like, you know what? That sounds okay. Let's fuck it. Took a bunch of kratom, went out, and I'm dead tired. I'm dozing off at the movies, the whole nine. But I'm
You're
like,
breaking up. You're breaking up. I don't know whose
oh,
Wi-Fi that is. Let me see.
it's probably me. Uh-oh. Hopefully it's not too bad.
Can you,
Uh-oh.
can you see me?
Yeah, but I can see you. You can see me? I can see you.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
breaking up a little bit.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Every once in a while, I
Okay.
don't know. My intent. Spectrum sucks. Fuck Spectrum. Yeah. But then, yeah, I decided I
Yeah,
was like,
bro, I've heard that.
yeah. I decided I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take some kratom and I'm gonna just go. And like you said, I'm tired. Are you there? You moving? Uh-oh.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you
Oh, you
see
got
me?
me.
You
Yeah,
see
yeah.
me?
Yeah, yeah. I see
Hold
you.
on. Hold up. Hold up. Okay,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
we're good.
Yeah, I think so. I got you. You got me?
What's happening? Let me see the Wi-Fi.
I think it's me, bro.
Hold on. You got me now? You got me? I got you.
I got you. You got me?
Fuck it, we'll figure it out.
It's
One
gonna
of
come back.
us.
This happened last time to me. I don't it's all but you got me right now, right?
Yeah, I got you right now.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm like, yo, man, let me stop being like this. Let me just go. And like you said, I'm tired. I'm dozing off. I'm waking up. Okay. But then I'm like, yo, Loki, I'm kind of having a good time. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
It's kind of
that's
fun.
why.
Yeah. I go back home. I'm like, I'm dead tired still, but I'm like, that was better than sitting on the couch waiting for my next meal. That was better.
Yep,
That was
100%.
better. You know.
I'm
So
fucking saying.
and then I did it again. I literally, I think that this was like 4 weeks out, and then every weekend we hung out. Fucking went to a show, a bodybuilding show. And I'm like, maybe this could be a thing. Maybe I could actually hang out on prep. Who would have fucking thought I could go hang out on prep? It wasn't that big of a deal. And I'm like,
Mhm.
this might be a good idea. But I was in a relationship and I didn't do that. Right? Josie's my friend. I was in a full blown relationship and I didn't do it, bro. Think about how, in hindsight, I'm like, boy, that's a terrible boyfriend. How the fuck you don't take your fucking girl out? Like he's just gonna wait for you for 4 months. Like I'm like, yo, that was so fucked up. But in the time, I'm like, she should understand it. She knows what I do. It's like, boy, that's so unfair, man. So in hindsight, I was like, that's terrible. That's just being young and not understanding
Yeah,
it.
no, I mean, I dedicate my Saturdays to Ashley, and we go out somewhere, we do something, whether it's something as little as like walking around the mall or going to the grocery store and getting stuff or watching a movie, like it just something. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
Sundays, we pretty much catch up on all the chores, like the laundry, the cleaning the room. Like the other day, we completely reorganized everything. But we do something with our Sundays. We watch movies together and stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So it's it's always dope to wake up and do something. And even though I'm tired, like I look forward to fucking doing something compared to sitting there, like you said, like scrolling on your phone or just watching like
yeah,
bodybuilding
yeah.
shit, you know.
Yeah, yeah. We the other day I forget how it came up, but I was talking about masculinity, right? Being a man. And I think that's something that kind of lost its way. People don't understand what that really means. I think people have the wrong me- idea of what being a man and masculinity means, right? So let's say me and you probably both agree on this that the man is the leader of the house, right? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Now that being said, a good leader, a real leader, knows how to also take advice, right? The
Yes.
president has a council. The president would sit there, and if the president does some stupid shit, the council is going to be like, Press, I don't know about that, Press. So same way, it's good when you have a woman that has that foresight to be able to call you out and be like, hey man, that's just, this is not it. So like I was talking about what we didn't like. It's okay to be like, hey, I'm alive. I'm a person. We can go out sometimes. It's okay to say that and be like, hey, you kind of been a dick, bro. So there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, a leader has to be able to take counsel and advice, or you're not a good leader, and that's not masculine. A fucking
Yeah.
tyrant isn't masculine. Osama wasn't. That's Osama bin Laden wasn't masculine. That's not a
Yeah.
masculine.
Yeah. Yeah. Me and
So
Ashley were just talking about the smartest person in a room is the one that can be able to say they're wrong.
boom. Yeah.
They're open minded to constructive criticism, and like if they say something that they think is fact, and then you kind of like hit them with, "Oh no, that's not true." It's like, "Oh shit, it's not true." Like just being open minded, not stubborn as to what you're being told. Like consider it because you don't know
Yeah.
everything, and like you don't know what the best way of doing anything is until you try it, right? Or what's best
Yeah.
for you. So we just talked about that yesterday.
Yeah. Well, look at who you are, how you look. You're a pro, right? And you would take criticism from your cameraman because he sees the lighting, he sees things that you can't see because you're the one posing, right? He's the one looking
Yeah,
at you. So if he's like, "Yo, that actually looked way better when you tilted back," and you're mature enough to actually listen and try and be like, you know what, you're right. Instead of being like, hey, cameraman, worry about the worry about the pictures, brother.
and I want everyone to know. Keep in mind, he told me this shit like 6 weeks out,
uh-huh.
and I'm like, I've been doing this forever. It's like
Yeah,
so. Yes, like to be able to take criticism when you're feeling like not the greatest.
yeah,
that's that's something to be proud of.
that says a lot. Yeah, yeah, because sometimes, but by that point, you're kind of fucked up. But yeah, you have to understand that to be a good leader and to actually be good or great at anything, you have to be open minded. Once you stop learning, you stop evolving, and you stop evolving,
Babe, can I get a water?
you're gonna fail.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm getting thirsty myself. No water.
Yeah, my wifey's in the kitchen. Okay, just get water.
Yeah. All right. So
The clear.
uh
That's Paul's. Yeah. Thank you. Cheers.
so did we even say what so okay, what's the plan for the year as far as the show? I don't think we've talked about it on the podcast.
Well, we talked about it years ago. It's just they stayed the plan. So after I got off stage last year, we planned on allowing my physique to just mature. And so the original plan, which stayed the plan, was to do Tampa Pro and then a week later go to Texas, do the Texas Pro. So I'll be out there, I'll be in Tampa for a full week and I'll be in Texas for a full week. So I'll be on the road for 2 weeks. We're just breaking down the finances for that actually. It's gonna be
Yeah,
expensive, but
yeah.
so
Good investment though. Had a good investment though. That's the thing. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy because I felt like it was just yesterday when we was talking about last year about competing, and it's already here just like that. Um, Tampa, I think Tampa and Texas, I think both of them are gonna have. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are gonna continue on, right? It would make sense.
you're gonna see pretty much the same guys do both shows.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it makes the most sense. Like you're literally a week away. You're already peaked for or conditioned. Like so,
In the
if you're
South,
gonna do if you're gonna do shows like back to back, they should be back to back weeks. That you're gonna
yeah,
get the
yeah.
best like chance. So
Anybody who actually follows bodybuilding and understands bodybuilding knows that these are gonna be some really fucking exciting shows. Like if you're in the sport, right? It's not a Dubai or Arnold or anything, but from my point of view, this is just as exciting.
it's what's exciting about it, and this is something me and you talked about on Thursday was this is the new class in both shows.
Yeah.
the Justin Shires, the Stews, me, Quentin,
Jordan,
who else? Justin Wyatt's gonna do Texas.
Hutchinson,
Hutchinson, yeah, Jordan's doing that shit. So
Shire, I think.
yeah,
Shire.
Justin Shire, Quentin, me,
Man,
Wyatt, um,
that's that's exciting, bro.
Stu. We're all doing it. We're all gonna be in the same place. Ken isn't gonna do the show, but he's gonna be there in Texas. So it's just like we're all gonna be together.
I want to go,
We're all
bro.
gonna train. We're all gonna be training at Destination Dallas.
I want to see if I could. I want to see if I could come through. I know this sounds crazy. I might I might drive. It's not crazy far. Texas is not insanely. I don't mind driving, bro. I might drive because I got dogs. I think I want to bring at least one of them. I don't want to leave all my dogs here. But I want to come through, bro. I want to come through.
It's
I'm gonna
gonna
think
be a
about
hell
it.
of a time. We've even told Casey, hey dog, like if you are gonna come to a show, if you decide to, Texas is the one to go to. Tampa's cool because obviously it's a good show, but as far as camaraderie and all of our boys and just bodybuilding and that finest hour, like that's the show to be at.
That's gonna be incredible. Yeah. That's gonna be a hell of a show. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for that. But Tampa and Texas is gonna be insane. Yeah, I'm really interested to see how you guys stack up against each other because it's really hard to tell. Y'all have completely different. All of y'all have completely looking physiques. Couldn't be further different. Your
And that's
physique.
pretty dope. That's very I think that whole concept is very representative or similar to the what the '90s guys used to say. Like
Mhm.
everybody had their own physique. Now everybody looks the same. When none of us look the same anymore.
Not even
We have our
remotely.
like. It's like you look at my body, it's like, oh shit, that's Joe. Like if you took my head off, you would know that's me. This is Quinn. This is Justin Shire. Like this is Stu.
Yeah,
By
you got
taking the face away.
bro. Even if you show silhouettes, I could tell you're
Yeah,
apart.
yeah.
Is that different? But everybody has their own strengths. And I'm looking at you guys check-ins, and I'm impressed by everybody, bro. For different reasons, I'm just impressed, and I'm like, this is just impressive. It's very impressive, and it shows you that the sport is in a good place. Because I don't know, like if the casual viewers know all of you guys that well, but they're gonna be looking at the show and they're gonna be like, "God damn! Like who these guys are pretty
Where the
good."
fuck these guys come from? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, hopefully closer to the show. I think we're bodybuilding without borders and those pages. I think people are gonna like with Ken. I think people were like, "Wait a minute," So I think people will see and they're gonna start being like, "Okay, these guys are looking good." So I think it's gonna start to circulate in these next couple weeks. Because you guys look really
I
good.
told Paul this is a great year for bodybuilding for our younger class coming up. Um, it's just a great time to be a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Like I'm really glad I got into the league at this time at my age as well.
Yeah.
Um, just because I have, God willing, I got 10 years at least left. So
Yeah.
I plan on being a bodybuilder at least until I'm 40 at minimum. So again, God willing, but I get to come up with all my boys who are around the same age, and it's just like you become part of an era. So one day someone's podcast will be talking about this era, the one we're on right
Yeah.
now, kind of like how we
Hmm.
talked about, the Kai and Phil era or the Jay and
Yeah.
Ronnie. So, we get to be a part of that, just as long as we keep
Beautiful.
going together. Mm-hmm.
Th- think about this though, bro. We're in 2025, right? When did you turn pro? What year was that?
23.
Okay, think about that. 2 years ago, you didn't know any of these guys. Like this wasn't like a thing. It was just like everybody kind of knew of each other, kind of like, yeah, that's that guy. Yeah, was that guy with the shredded glutes? Yeah, that guy. Yeah. And then now it's like, bro, it's so tight knit. It's kind of crazy. Like I don't know if people are aware of this. Like everybody's cool. Everybody's like, it's like one. It's like a family, you
Mhm.
know? Like if they were here, I'd be like, yo, come over. Like, come over to my place. Like, it's literally like a family, you know?
Bro, when we go to the gym, we're gonna end up training together. We're already friends. Like without like it's like this walking mutual respect. It's like, hey
Yeah.
dog, we all live the same life. Come on in, kind of thing. It's dope. Bro,
Mm.
when me and Paul first turned pro, we went to Vegas for fun.
Mhm.
Like after I won USA's, and right away, just talking to Keon. Keon
Yeah,
already won
yeah.
his first Olympia, I believe. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, that was dope as hell. He's talking to us like he's known us.
Yeah, yeah.
Just super, super, like you said, tight knit. Like everyone's a family and welcoming that at the highest level. You know, the other day I
Yeah.
messaged Nick Walker,
Mhm.
talking to him, telling him some stuff, and it's just like, damn, dog. Like when you look at your IG followers and you're all it all says IFBB pros, it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, okay, but here's the thing that I kind of don't want to. I don't want it to fade because like this wasn't a thing not that long ago. Like there was a time where like these are all people you just look up to, right? And I think we're so used to it that sometimes you can forget. Like, cause sometimes I'm like, yo, Compton is my friend, but that was the same guy I used to watch on my preps. Like, wow, look at this guy. Whoa, like a fucking fan, like a legit fan. Like, whoa, right? And then you get numb to it because everybody just becomes your peers, and it's like, okay, another day. But it's like, think about how cool that was. Think about if you were 2 years ago looking at this and being like, wait, that guy's my friend. Oh, that guy's my friend. Oh, I could just DM Nick. I could just DM fucking. Oh, Jay. Jay knows me. Jay is calling me and And it's like, damn, that's. But you do get a little numb to it just because that just became your life now. But you got to remember at one point this was not a thing, bro. It was just like a little dream, a little hobby, and oh, maybe you think you're gonna remember me? you think Jay remembers me?
You ever seen that quote that said, or some statement or whatever you want to call it? It said, "Don't forget to look or to realize that the life you're living now was the life you prayed for so long ago.
100%.
Like you're living in the prayer right now, and you're already
100%.
you're not realizing, damn, I really wanted this, and I don't even realize that I'm living it right now because I'm thinking about the next thing that I want."
Exactly. Well, and it's not even like it's not even that far back. It's not even like if I go back to like a 10-year-old me, I would be like, that guy's so cool, which you would. But literally 2 years ago, we just said the year, 2023. 2 years ago, you would be like, yo, that's me. Yo, that's so fucking cool. I'm doing it. Fucking gasp, right? Blackstone, like brands that but like we grew up, like you grew up on this shit. You think about at one point because you've been rocking gas. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you just started wearing it. At one point, it was like, yeah, wouldn't that be cool if I was with Team Gas? But it's like, nah, that's just like a thought. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything you wanted to do, you're literally doing it. But you're so into it that it's hard to unless we have these conversations, you won't even remember. You
Well, the
know?
biggest mind fuck I think I've experienced so far. Well, the first one was being on a podcast with Nick Walker and then talking to him on the side. That was the
Yeah.
first. And then the second one that happened after that was when I became a part of Team Gasp, right? So, but it was, I remember somebody asked me a while back who my favorite current bodybuilder was. My favorite current. And I said Hunter Labrada. Fast forward, I'm over here shooting with Gasp, hanging out, eating, talking, laughing with Hunter Labrada. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this dude is really like my friend. Talking to me about my child and how great it is that I'm gonna be a father. It's gonna be the best time of my life. And
Yeah.
not too long ago, I was like, Hunter's my favorite bodybuilder. It'd be really cool to like meet that guy one day. It's fucking
Insane, right? It's insane, yeah. But like unless you remind yourself of that, I think it starts to fade and it just becomes normal, which it's not a bad thing, but I think it's a better thing to remember where you came from, man. To remember that time where it was a dream and you wasn't in the best place, and you was doing some job that you hated. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, damn, maybe one day, maybe one day. And you're in the meat of life. This is your 30s. This
Yeah.
is it. This is not like, yeah, I'm gonna have a kid one day. Someday I'm gonna have a family. Maybe. You're in it, bro. There's no more one day. This is it.
It's crazy, bro. Sometimes you get caught up. I mean, I must speak for myself. You get caught up in those moments where you kind of get like, I don't want to say bored, but almost used to the way things are. But then
100%.
like you start to realize, man, life, if you stay on the path, you're on the right track, like life gets better and better and better depending on how you perceive it. So like
Mhm.
these little steps, like you start off in the gym and you want to be something one day, right? You want to be a pro bodybuilder, and then one day you become that pro. And then it's like, okay, well, now I'm a pro. I wish I could film YouTube videos. And you start filming YouTube videos. And it's like, I want to start a family. And then you meet your wife and have a kid. Oh shit. But then you realize all these things that come with it, right? Oh, now I get to travel with my camera guy. Now I get to bring my wife and kid with me. Like, so all
Mhm.
these things get more and more exciting. Oh, now I get to be with my boys and film and train with my boys. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
but I'm going to be on prep. But I want to be shredded for the camera, doing the same shit as fucking Hunter Labrada, hanging out with him and talking about this shit and how we love it. We love the suffering. Oh, now I'm going to
Yeah,
be on a podcast. Like, so
yeah.
life just keeps getting better, Like when you think it's about to stall out, no, it can get better if you fucking chase better. If you give yourself more to take on, but the things you want to take on, you're willing to
Boom.
take on the responsibilities that are going to come with the things that you want. And it's exciting, bro. It opens
That's it.
doors to more and more shit.
I that's something that comes with time. You said sometimes life can get mundane, a
Yeah,
little
like stagnant.
monotonous.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got to be honest. At this point of our lives, I think those days are gone. I feel like we're always going to be occupied from now on. Like
And it's a beautiful thing, bro. Like I've never
exactly.
been more appreciative of being so fucking tired. Like,
Yeah,
Ashley will tell me, Joe, you look tired. You know what? But I'm fucking happy, Ashley. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
I'd rather be dead fucking tired and happy than fucking super like awake and miserable. you
Bro,
know?
not too long ago, compare it to the days where you were sitting there on a Saturday. I guess I'll have a cheat meal and you watching TV by yourself and I guess I go to bed. Like mundane times, like another arm day. Okay, I go train arms. Like kind of like a little bored, like what do you call it, off season or post show blues. And post show blues after your show, bro. You're gonna be booked, bro. Booked.
Bro, booked. And then,
Bro.
like, bro, even the little things, like, for example, like, I think I talked to you, I want to start training on weekends again, have a rotating schedule so that I could go train at this gym this far and not worry about how
Mhm.
busy I would be that day. Like, hey, let's go fucking have a cheat meal out there next to that gym over there, like doing
Venice.
little shit like that. Hey, let's take our
Yeah,
fucking camera guy. Let's get some fucking footage out there, bro. Like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
just make shit exciting based on what you start to get. Like, because I
Mhm.
have all those things, like, okay, let's go do that. Like,
Exactly.
I almost
You.
feel like how they say like don't live for the weekend kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like you should never live your life that way. That's the exciting part about the bodybuilding life that we live. Like once you get to a certain place, and if you keep taking on like the big things and stuff, you have this freedom to do some fun shit. It's going to cost you still. It's going to cost you time and some money, but like you're doing what you love to do any time of the fucking
So
week.
it is so much more fulfilling. That's the thing. It's not easy. There are a lot of people. Maybe I don't know the stats. Maybe the majority of the world, maybe 50-50, I don't know, that they're comfortable. They're just comfortable. Okay, go to 9 to 5, come home. Okay, watch some TV, go to bed. Okay, they're never out their comfort zone. They're never doing the hard shit, right? But we realize that the hard shit that makes you tired, it makes you feel like shit, and makes you want to go to bed. That's the shit that makes life so much more fun. right? All the responsibilities. Oh, you sure you want to do that? That's hard work, boy. A kid and this and that. You sure, bro? I mean, I've never done it before. I can't tell you for sure, but I'm going to do it anyways. And you do it and you figure it out. But are you making
Yeah.
enough money? Are you making enough money to support that? Right now, no, but I'm confident that I'll figure it out.
And that's the thing too, bro. Like you realize like when you want to do something, like how many different ways you can even make money to make it happen. Like I've talked about like trips I want to go on. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna do this, and this, and I'll have the money for it. Like
Yeah.
you just got it's you just gotta work for it. That's it. Like you just gotta be willing. Like, you know what? I can do this, and yeah, I'll have it. Fuck it. Like when Paul tells me, "Hey, you want to do this, this, and this?" I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this, and then yeah, by that time I'll be able to do
Yeah.
it.
Let me see. What's the time frame? You want to go? Okay. It's in August.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. I'll do this. Take away from here. Yeah. I'll make it. I'll make it happen.
I'll make it happen.
I'll figure it
But you
out.
put that idea in my head, yeah, I'll figure it out, and we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest things, like the money's always gonna be there. You just gotta go get it, and then
Yeah.
like you just plan for it. Just plan for it. That's it.
Exactly.
I was just talking to Ashley about this yesterday too. We can do anything we want, babe. We just gotta make it happen. That's it.
Exactly. It's one thing to hear it and even say it, and it's one thing to actually do it and understand what that actually means. Because you can say that on YouTube video and it sounds cliche. They pan a camera and you're like, guys, just want to let you know, man, you can do anything you want in life if you work for it. Have a nice day, and it's like, okay, it might not mean
No,
anything
you
to
cut
you at
off,
that.
baby. You cut off for a
Oh,
while.
uh-oh.
You say when they put up YouTube video, they put a camera, and the guy's like, "Hey, man, that's where I
Oh
stop."
yeah, yeah. They put a camera in your face. Oh, can you hear me? It says internet.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
I don't know if you hear me.
Yeah, it's like it's like you film the YouTube video and you're sitting there and you're like, hey guys, you could do whatever you put your mind to. You just gotta work. And it sounds like you're just being like cliche, motivational, but coming from where you're coming from, you actually mean it, and you won't understand what that means until you've been in a position where you're like, yo, I literally can do anything. I can provide for a child. I can do this. I can move out. I can get a house. I can do these things. It's gonna take some time, but I can do it. It's just one step at a time, and I'm gonna get it done. You literally can do it.
You are in full control to create the life that you want. You are. I remember I watched a video with Ian Valera one day, and he said that he became the pro bodybuilder because he built his life around bodybuilding. The woman he married, the jobs that he took on, all this, he created that life. And I was like, I want that. And so I slowly started working towards it. And here I am right now.
Yeah,
So you are really in control of what you have to an extent, obviously. But I mean, shit, like most
yeah.
part, you can make it happen.
That's it.
So
Control the things you can control. Sometimes some fucked up bullshit happens, but you know what? You roll with the punches. You can cry about it if you want to. Go in the bathroom, cry, come back out, get angry, get sad, but you're gonna be okay. Just figure it out.
you're
You're gonna
gonna be
figure
all
it
right.
out. And we've all had those hard times, and it sucks. But you come out on the other side, and it makes you stronger, right? You're like, but if I could handle that, I mean, I really don't think I literally feel like that right now. I'm like, yo, the shit I've been through, I'm like, I don't think there's anything that could stop me other than
Bro,
I
it makes
fucking
you
die.
fearless.
Yeah,
It makes you fearless.
bro. I'm like, bro, even if I die, I'm gonna somehow keep it going. I'm gonna figure out a way after I'm dead. I'm still gonna. But which
I'm
is
still fucking.
it's funny you said, but that you could actually do that, right? You get a life insurance policy. You're like, even if I'm dead, my family will be okay. Like literally, you'll be
You're
like,
still making money.
I'm like, I don't care if I die. Even if I'm not here, they're gonna be good. I'll make sure that house is paid for. They're fucking good. So boy, you unstoppable, Joe. You fucking unstoppable.
Die.
Like,
Unstoppable,
yeah,
bro.
I don't give a fuck. Even if you lose, you win. I don't give a fuck. We don't lose. All right, man.
100%, bro.
I think that was a good one, man. I think it's time to time to go eat and drink water.
I'm fucking starving Marvin over here, dog. We are on prep. I am hungry.
But that was a good one. I got to be honest. The same thing happened. I woke up and I'm like, oh man, shit. I kind of just want to lay down. But once I start talking to you, it's like, this is cool. You forget the cameras on. You forget the cameras on.
But this is exactly what it means. Like when you're on prep and you don't feel like doing shit, you realize real quick, I'd rather be doing this than sitting on my ass doing nothing, starving.
Exactly. So yeah, I think this was a good one, man. This is more one of the deeper episodes, I guess, right? But I feel like there's a good chunk of people that like more of the deep dive, more of the personal stuff, and not just talking about, oh, fucking Liver King got arrested.
Yeah, you know what though? I think it's good to show the personal side of bodybuilding sometimes, because I think the main takeaway from what we talked about in the beginning for this podcast was like, bodybuilding is amazing. I love it. It's my passion. It's your passion. But there's more to life than just bodybuilding. And it's a beautiful thing when you can combine the two or the multiple things in life with it. So
exactly,
it's more exciting that way.
The way I like to say it, and I think people find it like a strange way to say it, but I always say, be a grown ass man first, because we're grown ass men. Right? So, like, cause sometimes I'll hear some of the old guys say, "Why didn't you do this show and that show and that show?" I'm like, bro, you realize that we're fucking adults here, right? We have shit to do. Like, what do you think we're doing here? Like, what the fuck? We got things to take care
I'll
of.
never understand that, but you know what? We can teach their own. I'm loving the way I'm living my life. So
exactly. Joe, nice having you on, man. When am I gonna see you next? I'll probably see at some point. I'll see you somewhere at a show or something. Or at the gym.
Yeah, well, for sure. Well, let's hope if it's not before that, we'll see each other in Texas in the next 5 weeks.
Exactly. Fire. All right, bro. Joe, go enjoy your meal, man.
You too, bro. Great to see you.